Hello and welcome to Backstage Pass, your ticket to all things production. I'm your host, Nick DeBella, and today we have a very special episode of our monthly series right here on LinkedIn Live, How Virtual Events Are Saving the Day. And we're broadcasting from somewhere very exciting, our newly constructed virtual event stage. Now, why did we build this new stage? Well, it's no secret that the rise of coronavirus has led to global health concerns and travel restrictions around the globe, and it's drastically impacting the live event industry. Brands from Adobe to Google to Facebook are canceling their events outright. And it's causing pretty significant challenges for those in the industry, jeopardizing critical information sharing and communication opportunities between brands and their audiences. Over the last few weeks, we've seen countless brands reaching out to us over the web to ask about our virtual event expertise, seeking a solution to bring their live event virtual. And today, we're going to be talking about how we can do that. Companies are seeking an opportunity to deliver their key messages to their internal teams, their clients, and their customers. They need a solution that's rapidly deployable, custom branded, secure, and interactive. And Mass AV is answering the call. In just 2 days, our event and production teams, streaming engineers, and production crew developed this turnkey virtual event solution right here at our headquarters. Our production expertise and state-of-the-art technology are the perfect combination that you need to transform your multi-day, multi-track event into a linear, virtual, interactive web show. And brands have a pretty big opportunity in the face of these external challenges to rise above the noise by leveraging our event, content, and production expertise to position their brand as highly adaptable in the face of crisis, technology forward and innovation driven, but most importantly, to keep that critical information sharing and communication going between you and your audience. On today's show, we're going to help demystify virtual events. We're going to educate the viewers on what it takes to bring a virtual event to life. We'll explore how we can leverage all of your hard work planning for your live event and transform your assets, your materials, and your sessions for virtual. We'll do a deep dive on the user experience and answer the question, what will my attendees see? And finally, we're going to showcase how all of these pieces come together to create a highly produced, interactive experience exclusively for your audience. So if you're a marketing, communications, or events leader who has or is about to cancel that upcoming conference, just know that all hope is not lost. You can keep your critical information sharing and communication with your audience going through virtual events. Be sure to submit your questions to the link in the description of this episode on our virtual events platform. We'll be answering some of those questions live at the end of the show. Today, we're going to show you how you can book our stage and studio spaces to collaborate with our events and virtual event production experts to transform your live event into an interactive experience online, all from our headquarters right here, just 30 minutes north of Boston. In this space, we have free parking, conference rooms, catering, Wi-Fi, green rooms, and so much more, all included with your booking. But before we dive into all those bells and whistles, let's take a step back and look at virtual events as a whole. And to do that, we'll need two of our experts, Mike and Leo. Hey, guys.
Hey, Nick. How are you?
So as you guys know, we're talking about virtual events today, and I think we should start with the basics. I'd love for you guys to answer the question, what is a virtual event?
Sure, thanks, Nick. Well, in a sense, you're watching one right now. A live broadcast, accessible on the web. You choose where to push your feed, social media or any other public channels, your own internal websites, or a custom branded landing page that our team will build for you. We streamline a multi-track in-person event into a linear, interactive experience online. Our technology is stable and secure.
Yeah, I mean, essentially what we're doing is taking what was a live event and transforming it into what's basically akin to a TV show, right? Or better yet, a TV network experience, which we'll talk about as we go forward. But basically the idea is we still want to incorporate that live, sort of interactivity, the real-time interactivity that we can get on the web by creating these experiences.
So I guess my next question would be, why bother going live? I know a lot of brands out there are probably thinking, why don't we just produce a few videos and throw them on our website?
Yeah, I mean, same reason.
Same reason we host live events. Much higher engagement than pre-recorded content, real-time interaction, which includes moderated chat, custom Q&A forms, live polling, or we can fully customize that experience. You were planning on bringing people together through a shared experience originally. This allows you to do that virtually. You still have updates, announcements, product releases, and demos to communicate internally and externally. Don't let this crisis stop you.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, don't give up the opportunity to keep your event an actual event, even if it's virtual, right? And the best part of it is you're still gonna have all of this content. I mean, obviously we're recording everything. You can put it up later, push it to all your different channels. But again, you wanna keep that kind of experience and have people experience everything at the same time, right? So basically, we wanna get into kind of what's possible here with our set. To start off, we can create a fully customized branded experience. So as you can see here, we've branded this as Mass AV, right? But the way that we designed the stage and our different locations is to really, with the click of a button, change that branding to customize for our clients. So for example, we've got this huge 40-foot-ish LED wall. We can put up all your presentations, obviously your custom branding behind it. All of our lights are totally customizable in terms of the colors, again, with the switch of a button. We're gonna show you a little bit what that might look like a little bit later, teasing that now, but we'll get to that eventually. Another thing you can do is incorporate multi-site communication. So biggest challenge is a lot of people can't travel. There are travel restrictions globally, essentially. So if you had presenters or folks from your company who can't travel to that one location that you were planning on being at, we can remote them in. Again, we'll show you what that looks like in just a little bit. But basically, you can take that as another camera feed or another stage or another location, consolidate it all, and still have that discussion, that interactivity. And lastly, we can integrate any sort of content you might have had, or we can consider producing content specifically for the show. So by that, you might have a whole bunch of killer product videos, customer testimonials, any mission statement videos, about us videos. Rather than just kind of put those up on your channels, we are creating, again, an experience that people are viewing at the same time in a linear manner. We can incorporate those videos, get more eyeballs into it, and use them sort of as interstitial pieces. So say while we're waiting for one presentation to stop and the next one to start up, rather than just put up a sit slide that says, oh, we'll be back in 15 minutes, keep your audience engaged by rolling some of your pre-produced content, right? Sorry, Mike.
Right. So in thinking through all this, we sat down as a team and we developed this solution that we think will really be useful for a variety of applications. And there are really four main elements to this solution. One is the main stage. So really, this is your general sessions stage where you can have keynotes, roundtables, product launches, all hands addresses, where your executives, stakeholders, or guests can still deliver their message. The news desk is another piece to this, which you saw Nick at for most of the show. It's where you can have a host or an MC. They can set up shop and guide viewers through the event.
Yeah, and that's where all this interactivity sort of happens as the hub of it, right? So Q&A can get filtered through to your host or MC. They can help keep the agenda moving forward, et cetera. There's also another element here, which is our additional studio space. So not only this huge, awesome stage we built, but we have a studio and we've formatted it to be a part of this whole experience. And I believe Nick has headed over there, if I'm not mistaken.
That's right, Leo. I'm here in our video production studio. Regular viewers of Backstage Pass may recognize this as a set that we normally broadcast from each month. When we're not using it for Backstage Pass, we're using this Cyclorama studio to produce client videos, podcasts, interviews, you name it. As it pertains to virtual events, this set is perfect for direct addresses to your audience from your executives, your stakeholders. They can use the screen to provide detailed presentations. Or for more budget-conscious brands, this offers a great one-stop shop to produce their entire virtual event for a little bit less cost. And for those of you that are out there wondering, how do we produce a broadcast quality stream and beam it out to the world? We do that with help from the team in our control room, which is actually just on the other side of this wall. I believe we have a camera in there. We can say hi to those guys.
Yeah, that's where all that magic happens. And lastly, we have video on demand as an element for your show. Now, what do we mean by that in this context? Basically, this is all of your content that, while still incredibly valuable, may not need to be live. It just may not make sense as part of a linear show flow. So examples of that could be concurrent breakout sessions, paper presentations, sort of those smaller in-room gatherings that you're going to have at the same time. Probably doesn't make sense to throw those all linearly and do 10, 20 hours worth of content. But what we recommend is to record that and have it as video on demand, which we can integrate right into the audience experience. So the best part about that is we can organize and curate all of that content through playlists and galleries, again, within that experience that basically can mirror what would normally be an agenda that you would create, saying, I'm going to go to these presentations. We can do that for you as well. Oh, and look, Nick's back.
Hey guys, yeah, I'm just getting my steps in. Didn't take me too long. As you guys know, the studio is just around the corner here in our headquarters. Everything's nice and close, so it's a really easy way to leverage all the disparate aspects of our virtual event solutions for one comprehensive show. Yeah. So let's switch gears here and talk a little bit about planning a live event and how you convert that to virtual. Let's say you've been planning your live event for 6 months or maybe even a year, and then thanks to coronavirus concerns, you're about to cancel that event. How can virtual events help save the day? To help answer that question, I'm going to bring in an expert, our senior event producer, Joey Toppin. Hi, Joey.
Hey, Nick. How are you?
Good. How about yourself?
I'm good, thanks.
So we're talking about virtual events today, and we're talking about how brands that might have been midstream planning their live events may now need to transform some of those materials and content for a virtual event, and I imagine you're going to be a big part in helping them do that.
Absolutely. One of the most important tasks that I do during pre-production is I take our client's agenda and I format it into a really detailed Q2Q script for our team to call the show with, ultimately figuring out, what lavaliers people should be wearing, what music they're using to get up on stage with, where their presentations should be, how it's placed. But now, taking that normal regular event show flow, I'm now turning it into a virtual event show flow, which is fine, which is great. And we're happy. That's what we've always been doing. Really helping identify, which key presenters should be part of this virtual event and where they should be presenting from. Should they be on the stage? Should they be in the news desk? Should they be at the studio or even from home? We're helping assess, what the best way to make that flow. Yeah, so that's basically it.
So speaking of being a presenter in a virtual event space, I think there might be some executives or stakeholders that were planning to be in front of a live audience. Obviously, being in a virtual set feels a little bit different. Can you tell us a little bit about what those presenters should expect when they actually get here to shoot their virtual event?
Definitely. So when I'm on site, I work a lot with the presenters. I'm usually by the side of the stage, and my main job is to help them get comfortable and acclimated to the stage so they understand what's going on, everything that's going on in front of them, next to them, behind them, everywhere. So it's kind of the same thing would happen here. We bring you in, understanding it's going to be a little bit different here. I think I can understand that people might get nervous that they have to get on TV, if you will. But we have a great team here to help them get acclimated, get comfortable, and we're going to rehearse that over and over again, and we're going to make you look good.
Awesome.
So what we're able to do here is fuse all of our in-house expertise together, and through live event production, content creation, and broadcast quality streaming, and we're able to work with your team from discovery through collaboration to execute a flawless event.
Oh, and another thing that we're going to help here is the consolidation and conversion of all of your assets. Basically, we'll help you reformat your materials so they, speak to this set. We're going to take something that's probably 16:9 and make it 40 feet wide. So we're here to help.
Awesome. And we know that converting content and materials for a virtual event is no small feat. Luckily, we have in-house experts to help with that. We actually have our art director backstage helping operate this show right now. We're going to bring him live on screen to tell us a little bit about how we convert those materials. Hey, Jason.
Hey, Nick. How you doing?
Good.
Our goal here is to have our client's message heard loud and clear across all channels and to reach its intended audience with impact. To that end, we can redesign or retrofit any existing materials and optimize them for broadcast. Their presentations, videos, and general communications can be quickly and easily reformatted, all while preserving brand identity. And of course, as Leo mentioned earlier, we can also create original material for your show designed to take full advantage of all the new capabilities of our set and our specialized broadcast quality delivery system. To showcase what this full virtual event experience might look like for a given brand, we've created an imaginary one. So why don't we show what that looks like?
Awesome. Thank you, Jason. Yeah, so as Jason just said, we're going to show you an imaginary brand, Chiron Technologies, Technology Corp, as you can see here. Leo, why don't you talk to us a little about what just happened here?
So introducing Chiron, I believe, is what we settled on.
That's where we landed.
The description. Jason can explain what exactly this refers to some other time. But yeah, it happened so quickly, but basically what you'll see is the entire stage change color, all of the content, branded content, for this particular brand showed up again, really easily. So hopefully you can understand that you can bring your brand to us. We can, have this stage sort of accommodate all of your different visuals and help you in any way to reformat and make sure that this looks as good as your general session stage would, at your live event. And of course, we'd see the news desk and all the other sort of lighting change, et cetera. So.
And the set's not the only thing that's customized. What we've done is in the virtual event experience, we want to customize that as well. Here's an example of a custom branded Bright Cove gallery page. Why Bright Cove? It's our preferred starting point because it's a one-stop shop for all your content. It's secure, there's no software to download, no platforms to learn. It's served up on a global network, and it works on any device, anywhere in the world.
Getting pretty meta there, Nick, huh?
That's right, I'm everywhere. So guys, thank you so much for taking the time. I'm super excited to see all the virtual event experiences we're going to start building for our existing clients and hopefully new clients in the coming weeks. And it looks like here I'm actually getting peppered with a bunch of questions live from our audience. If you guys have a few minutes, I say we dive right in.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Okay, awesome. So the first question here is from Michelle, and she says, I saw you put one presenter on screen. I guess she's talking about Jason just a minute ago there. Is it possible to add more than that? We have executives around the world.
Absolutely. So with the current work from home environment that we're all facing right now, we can stream in folks from all over the world and bring them into the presentation and engage with them real time with some of your stakeholders that come here to the studio.
Yeah.
Great. Looks like we have another question here from Chris. Chris says, my company just canceled our in-person event 2 weeks before showtime. That's gotta hurt. Now I've got piles of videos and presentations gathering dust. How do I make use of those in a virtual event?
Yeah, I'll take that. Well, essentially we talked about this a lot, right? We're here to help you convert what was your live event and take that and streamline it into a singular live broadcast experience, and also help you consult with, again, what we can put on demand, how we want to create that experience, when we want people to be watching that broadcast, what do we want to be communicating with them, what else can we offer as additional content within that same experience singularly. So we're really here to help you leverage all of that and make sure that it's not all lost, right? It's not starting from scratch. It's basically taking what you were going to do and just shifting it ever so slightly to become a different experience for your audience that still gets your key messages across.
Great, thanks. We have another question here from Brett. He says, I'm watching the show on LinkedIn. Hi, Brett. Can you stream on other social networks?
Yeah, absolutely. So we can simulcast from your landing page or internal website, or we can go to any of the social networks, YouTube, Facebook, or LinkedIn.
Okay, awesome. I think we have time for one more question. This is from Renata, and she says, not sure anyone on our team is camera ready for hosting duties. I think we can all empathize with that. How do you recommend we overcome that challenge?
Yeah, I think it's safe to say we weren't camera ready and maybe still aren't.
A couple hours ago, we learned how to do this.
But yeah, I mean, it goes back to what Joey was saying, right? Our team does this all the time, both in live event scenarios and also live streaming, right? Like we literally do this, albeit on location, for our clients, regardless of the current global crisis, right? So our team's really sort of trained to make sure that we keep all your stakeholders, your C-suite, your guest speakers really comfortable. Again, Joey will be by their side, making sure that they have everything they need. And the biggest thing really is just to help with rehearsals, right? I mean,
right.
Rehearsals
yeah, it's so important to rehearse and make sure that you come in a little bit early. We'll go through everything with your team and make sure they feel comfortable with our team. And I just can't emphasize enough how that helps make a very polished experience. Absolutely.
Thank you guys so much, and thank you to Joey and Jason for joining us here virtually as well. To recap, yes, the global event industry is in turmoil, facing this global health crisis and these travel restrictions, but Mass AV is here to help you keep moving at the pace of business. This turnkey virtual event solution is a cost-effective, rapidly deployable way to bring your messages to your audience in an interactive virtual platform. All of your efforts to produce that upcoming event were not in vain. You can collaborate with our event and video producers like Joey and Leo to bring all those materials to the forefront virtually. We're booking the space now, but it is going quickly, so please visit massav.com to schedule your virtual event consultation as soon as you can. That about wraps up this special edition of Backstage Pass. I'm your host, Nick DeBella. Thank you so much for watching, and we will catch you backstage.